Hey, welcome back to our channel, and today we're diving into the world of Zesty.io, and specifically we're going to unravel the what and the hows of field types. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, understanding field types and how to use it is crucial in the realm of content management, so let's get started. First things first, what exactly is a field type in Zesty.io? Think of fields as building blocks for your content. They're the elements you use to structure your data and make sure everything is organized just the way you need it. Now, before we jump into each field type, let's quickly go over how you can add a field type to your model in Zesty.io. It's super easy, and it sets the stage for all the cool stuff we're going to do next. Alright, here we are in the Manager UI. To add a field, you simply go to your content model, click on the Add Field button, and then choose the type of field you want. You can give it a name, set up some configurations if you want, and voila, you're all set. Now let's break down these field types one by one. We'll discuss when and how to use each one, and I'll show you some code demos to really bring it all to life. I've already created a model with all the field types, so we can experiment with this one. So let's head over to the code editor. Then let's access the test model. Notice the default code here. If we check the site associated with this model, you can see that most of the field types are displayed. But for this demo, let's focus on using and displaying each field type individually. Let's head back to the code editor and then starting with the single line text fields, let's delete this. These are perfect for short snappy content like titles or headings. Let me show you how it works in the code. We can use the parsley code. This then we can access the code ID for the single line text, or we can just copy it here. This is used to retrieve the data from the text field with the code ID single line text. This will return the text that was set in the content tab. Now let's hit save and then let's open the site associated with the content model. And there you have it. We've successfully displayed the text data from our single line text field. Pretty straightforward, right? But let's not stop there. Let's add a bit of flair to it. Let's get back to our code editor. And then to make our text stand out, let's wrap it in an h1 tag. Then let's hit save. Alright, let's check the site again. And there you go. Notice how the text now pops as a heading. That's the power of a little HTML styling combined with Zesty.io's dynamic content fields. Now, simple changes like this can really elevate the look and feel of your content. It's all about experimenting and finding what works best for your design needs. Moving on to multi-line text fields. These are your go for longer content like detailed descriptions or extended summaries. Let's dive into how you can make the most of them. Multi-line text fields are fantastic for content that needs more room to breathe than what a single line can offer. Think of blog posts, product descriptions, or even rich narratives. Now, in the code, it's just as straightforward. We can use the sparsely code. Let's copy and paste it in here. This sparsely code pulls the data from a field with a code ID multi-line text. This fetches all the text you've entered in the content tab, preserving the line breaks and spacing. But in order for us to view the text with a line break, we can use something like a text area. So let's edit this. Then let's hit and save. Then let's try to view this one. Alright, so now we can clearly see the multi-line text. What's cool here is the flexibility. You can include JSON, Markdown, HTML, or just plain text. It's all about how you want to structure and present your content. Now let's dive into something really exciting. the WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get field. This is where content creation gets visually engaging. The WYSIWYG field is like your digital canvas in Zesty.io. It's perfect for when you want to create rich, formatted content without diving into the code. Now let's get back to our code editor. In our code, we can access the WYSIWYG content with this parsley code in here. Let's copy this. Then let's delete all of this and then paste. And that's it. We can now access the WYSIWYG. Let's try to hit save and then let's try to view this one. Alright, this is our WYSIWYG content. But the real magic happens in the content editor. Let me show you. Here in the editor, you've got all these text editing tools like for the bold, italics, and even the list. And even adding images or videos. You format your content here and it appears exactly the same way on your site. No surprises, what you see literally is what you get. Now let's talk about the Markdown field. So here's the content of our Markdown. Markdown allows you to format text using simple, readable syntax. It's great for keeping your content editing straightforward and clutter-free. Now let's get back to our code. In this code, we can pull the Markdown content using this parsley code. Let's copy this and let's paste it in here. Let's hit save and let's try to view this one. If you notice, by default, this will return the raw Markdown text. So if you want to see the formatted version on your site, you'll need to apply some styling yourself, or you can also use the auto layout. Let's get back to the content tab. If you switch your Markdown field to WYSIWYG mode, it will start behaving like a WYSIWYG editor. This means you can format your text visually right in the editor without touching a single Markdown tag. So whether you prefer the simplicity of Markdown or the visual ease of WYSIWYG, this field adapts to your style. It's all about giving you the flexibility to create content your way in Zesty.io. Now let's turn our attention to the media field. This is where your content gets a visual boost, bringing images, videos, and more into the mix. The media field is a powerhouse for adding visual elements to your content. Whether it's stunning images or engaging videos, this field makes it a breeze. Now let's get back to our code editor. In our code, we can access the media using this parsley code. Let's copy and let's paste it in here. But this parsley code only returns the UUID of this media content. If we want to access the URL of this media content, we can access this .getImage function. This nifty piece of parsley code fetches the URL of the media file you've uploaded in the content tab. Then let's get back to the content tab. Let's change this media and then let's access the react.png. Hit save. Now let's try to access the site. As you notice, we get the URL of that media. For MP4 or for videos, you also get the URL when using that parsley code. Let's get back to the code editor. Now, if you want to display the image, we can just drop it in an image tag. Let's hit save and then let's try to view the site again. And there you go. That's easy, right? Alright, let's check the relational content fields in Zesty.io. We're talking about one-to-one, one-to-many relationships, external URL, and internal link. These fields are all about connecting your content in meaningful ways. But let's start with the one-to-one and one-to-many since these are a bit similar. First up, one-to-one relationships. This field type lets you link one piece of content directly to another. Let's get back to our schema tab. Then let's access the one-to-one field. The one-to-one field in this model is linked to a model named authors. So how can we access the contents of this linked model? Now let's get back to our code editor. Then let's get rid of this. We can access this relationship with something like the generated parsley code in here. Let's copy this and paste it in here. This will return the UUID of the related content. Now using this UUID of the link model, we can access the contents of that link model using parsley. Now let's hit save and let's try to view this one. And this is the UUID of that content. Let's get back to the code editor and then let me copy the code and paste it in here. What this code does is it iterates over the returned UUID of this parsley call and then access the fields of that content. We could also filter the authors using this code. Let me paste it in here. So what this code does is that it filters the authors using the returned UUID of this parcel call. Now let's hit save and let's try to view this one. And here you go. This is the return of that each loop. And then this is the return of that authors that is filtered with the UUID. Now let's talk about one-to-many relationship. Well, the only difference is that with one-to-many relationships, you can link multiple contents instead of just one. And this parsley code in here, the generated one, this will return the list of UUID that is linked to this model, which we can then use parsley to loop over using an each loop. So let me copy the code and then let's paste it in here. So this each loop iterates over the return UUID of this parsley call and then display the title field in that content. So let's try to hit save for this and then let's view this one. So this is the returned list of UUIDs and then this is the return of that each loop. While one-to-one relationship is great for direct inclusive connections, one-to-many relationship shines in scenarios where you need to create broader networks of content, like linking an author to multiple articles. Now let's check out the external and internal link fields. These fields are key to connecting your content with the rest of the web and your own site. Let's get back to our code editor. Now let's just erase this one. First up, the external URL field. This one's all about linking out to other websites or resources. It's perfect for when you want to reference an external page or provide additional information to your users. Using it is a breeze. In our code, we can use the generated parsley code for the external URL. Let's copy and paste this. Now, the external URL field is similar with the text field where it will just return the text that you set to it. So let's try to save and view this one. And this is the output of our external URL link, which is set to youtube.com. Alright, moving on to internal links. This field is your tool for creating navigational pathways within your own Zesty instance. In our code, we'll use this generated parsley code for the internal link. Let's just copy paste this one. And this code will only return the UUID of that content. But in our case, we want the actual URL path of that content. We can use getURL to fetch the actual URL, making it super easy to create navigable links. So there you have it, external URLs and internal links. Two sides of the same coin, but incredibly powerful in making your content more accessible and interconnected. Alright, let's shift gears and talk numbers. Specifically, the integer and currency fields in Zesty.io. These fields are all about adding precision and clarity to your numerical data. Starting with the integer field. So in our integer field, we have set the value to 12312, and this is the value for the currency field. Now let's get back to our code editor. We can access the integer field using the generated parcel call for that. Let's copy paste it in here. Now let's delete this one. And then let's hit save and preview this. And there you go. We have now the value of that integer field. It's very straightforward and ensures that your numerical data is accurately represented. Now, onto the currency field. This is where things get a bit more specific. The currency field is designed for financial data, complete with decimal points for precision. Now, when we use the sparsely call for the currency field, this retrieves the financial value we've entered. Formatted as a number, it's perfect for prices, costs, and any financial figures. Whether you're dealing with straightforward integers or more complex financial data, these numeric fields add accuracy and professionalism to your content. They're essential for any data-driven sites. So there you have it, integer and currency fields. In Zesty.io, managing numerical data becomes not just easy, but also precise and reliable. Alright, next up is the date and time fields in Zesty.io. These fields are crucial for managing time-sensitive content, and they come in two flavors, the date only and the date with time. Now let's head over to our content tab and let's edit the date and time fields. So for the date field, let's just open this date picker and let's choose a date. And that's it. For the date and time, let's choose a date with a time. Alright, then let's hit save. Then let's go back to our code editor. Now let's start with the date only field. This field is perfect for when you need just the date, like an event, a publication date, or let's say a deadline. Now using it is super simple. Let's copy the generated parsley code for the date field and paste it in here. Now this code will access the date field and it will return a formatted year, month, date, ensuring clarity and consistency. So let's view this one. And this is the output formatted as year, month, and date. So let's get back to our code editor and let's try to access the date and time. Let's put a break in here. Hit save and let's preview this one. So there you have it, date and time fields in Zesty.io. Now for the final part of our video, we're diving into the options field group in Zesty.io. This group includes Boolean, Dropdown, Color, Sort Order, and UUID fields, each offering unique choices and control for structuring your content. Let's jump back to the Content tab and see how we can manage these fields. Here in our Content tab, starting with the Boolean field, here you can choose between yes or no, but did you know you can customize these options? Let me show you how. Hover to the Boolean field name, and then click the Edit Field button. Here, you can change the text to something like true or false. But remember, when using parsley, it still returns 0 or 1 since this cannot be edited. So let's hit save. Let's get back to the Content tab. Now for the drop-down field, you can select from predefined options like uh, first, second, or third. But if you want to add more choices, we can simply edit this field. So let's try to edit this field now. And here you can edit the key value pair. And the key is what you select, but the value is what's returned when using parsley for this. So, but in this case, I don't have to edit this one, so I'll just click cancel. I'll just leave it as is for now. With the color field, you can use a color picker like this. Or you can also enter the RGB value. Or if you don't want to enter the RGB value, then you could also input the HSL or the hex value. But when using the parsley call returns the hex value regardless of the format you use. Now for the sort order field, this one's great for setting the display order in datasets or multi-page model. You can easily adjust the order for each item, giving you full control over how your content appears. So in this case, we set the sort order to 2, or we could also set it to 1. Now lastly, the UUID field. Add this to your content model and a unique identifier is automatically generated. It's not editable, but it's incredibly useful for tracking and managing content. Alright, so let's get back to the code editor. And let's explore how we can access the Boolean, dropdown, color, sort order, and UUID field. First up is the Boolean field. This is your classic true or false, or if you set it to yes or no field. It's super useful for toggling features on and off, or making binary decisions in your content. In our code, we can access this Boolean field using the generated parcel code in here. Let's copy and paste this. So this will return either a 1 or 0, depending on your selection. It's simple but incredibly powerful for conditional content display. Next is the drop-down field. Let's copy the code and paste it in here. This one lets you create a list of predefined options. It's perfect for categorizing content or providing a set of choices to your users. Accessing it is easy. We just need to copy paste this code in here. And this code fetches the selected value, making it a breeze to manage and display categorized content. Then, next is the color field. This field is all about aesthetics, allowing you to specify color values for your design elements. Now, this code retrieves the color value in hex format that you've set. It's a great way to maintain consistent branding and design across your site. Now, let's talk about the sort order field. Let's copy this code and paste it in here. The sort order field is key for organizing your content in a specific order, especially useful in lists or collections. Now, with this code, you can control the display sequence of your content, ensuring it appears exactly how you want it to. And last but not least, the UUID field. Let's copy the code and paste it in here. Now, UUID stands for Universal Unique Identifier, and it does exactly that, provides a unique identifier for each piece of content. The value of this field is auto-generated and can't be edited, making it perfect for tracking and managing content across different systems. Before we can view this, let's add a break in each line. Then let's hit save, and then let's try to view this one. And there you have it, a quick tour of the options field in Zesty.io. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into the field types in Zesty.io, from text to media, relationships to numbers, and all the way through to our versatile options fields. We've covered a lot of ground today. I hope this video helps you see just how powerful and flexible Zesty.io can be for your content management needs. Whether you're building a blog, a business site, or an e-commerce platform, understanding these fields is key to creating dynamic, engaging content. And don't forget, the best way to learn is by doing, so dive into Zesty.io, play around with these fields, and see what's amazing things you can create. If you have any questions or if there's more you want to learn, just drop a comment below, and we love hearing from you. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this.